This episode showed me how favors work. I realized I'm pretty slow. I didn't attack you, therefore you owe me a favor. Why do I have to listen? You do. Mr. Paul Heyman, right now I could tell the world, millions and millions of people watching right now that you, suck. But I won't do that. Therefore, you owe me a favor. I've been waiting for my 1 million in cash, rocks plush. It's like Paul Heyman is possessed by something supernatural, like a genie. For whatever reason, he now must grant Seth Rollins' wish. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. I get it, it's wrestling, none of it makes sense, but come on. Come on now. Seth Rollins joining Paul Heyman is something I've been talking about for days now. At first I said, well, it's not gonna happen, just throwing ideas. You know, typical great one, talking out of his anus, but it seems like WWE are literally teasing it right now. And I feel like that would be one hell of a moment. Just like I've said, lately WWE been referencing the heist of the century. This is almost like a heist, more like kidnapping, but that would be one hell of a WrestleMania moment. Pretty decent episode of Monday Night Raw. Finally, some more matches got announced. Typical WWE just pissing me off. Sheamus is not on the WrestleMania card, Chad Gable is not on the WrestleMania card, and El Grande Americano gets to wrestle Rey Mysterio? He gets to wrestle the Master of the 619? Unworthy. Okay, so let's talk about the highlights. It is official, people. Adam Pearce says, I was wrong. I should have known that none of you could actually be professional in that special guest referee match. So you know what? It's going to be a triple threat match at WrestleMania. None of the women actually minded that. We got a big fight and Io Sky came out on top, which is something I wouldn't actually mind seeing at WrestleMania. She just won the championship. She's absolutely amazing. Now, people, Bianca got booed in America too. I know there are some wild, crazy conspiracy theories going on, but I'm trying to put myself in that situation, being surrounded by a bunch of people with smelly ass armpits. I can't breathe in this crowd. And I believe right now people are feeling like, you know what? We wanna hate you now. We wanna hate ya. To be quite honest with you guys, I feel like the story is kinda dragging. Finally, they revealed it, something that was obvious for like a month now. But finally, we don't have to drag this any longer. I know a lot of you want this to be the main event of Mania. It's not gonna be, obviously, right now. I just don't feel that level of excitement. I know it's gonna be a good match, has the potential of being the match of the night. I don't feel like the story was anything that special. The Judgment Day are so happy. Both Dominic and Finn are going to be in a Fatal 4-Way Intercontinental Championship match. That finally also got announced. Kinda out of the blue in a way, but I'm happy WWE are finally making these matches official. And Finn Balor is listing things like, well, Dom, you're going to prove that you're not a loser. You don't have the killer instinct. He starts listing these things. Dominic, you're going to prove that you're not a loser. You're not an asshole. You're not getting pegged by Liv Morgan. A lot of people are saying that, but I'm not. Women's IC Championship match was an absolute banger. By far the best IC Women's Championship match so far in the WWE. One thing I didn't realize, but Bayley is on like a 2-month, I believe, losing streak, which is something I didn't even notice. Really, really good match right here. Once they mentioned that Bayley kept losing so much, I was like, maybe she's winning the championship, but that was not necessarily the case. We got a roll-up, and after the championship was retained, people, Bayley almost turned heel. So what is Bayley going to do at WrestleMania? There's still this possibility of these two versus the WWE Women's Tag Team Championes. There's no way WWE are not gonna put Bayley and Liv Morgan at WrestleMania. People, this is what wrestling is all about. This is what peak male performance looks like. A lot of meat, no veggies. Zero! Nada! This is my dream, man. I'll keep working on it. At this point, AJ Styles is like, what do you even want from me? It's clear that WWE are doing something with Karrion Kross, and there's some kind of a story. I mean, he's always following these random-ass dudes, AJ Styles, Sami Zayn. What does he want, and what is this leading to? We got a 6-man tag team match, and this was pretty good. It's kind of weird though that El Grande Americano teamed up with Alpha Academy, so maybe now we're getting 5 members in the faction. I think you could learn a thing or two from Chad Gable, the Olympian, the Master Baiter. We got some kind of a metal plate, he used it and won the match. Rey Mysterio wants a match against him at WrestleMania, and Adam Pearce makes it official, which is something I don't agree with. Why wouldn't you give a match to Chad Gable? The man worked his ass off, and you're giving the match to some random ass dude who just made his debut. I'm all for pushing new talent, But come on. Gunther brought some different kind of swagger to Monday Night Raw, and I really loved this segment because Jey Uso, when he made that fucking entrance, he didn't even yeet none of the bullshit. It's serious. It's time for business. At the end of the day, you're supposed to tell a story and not just be a one-dimensional character who does this with the crowd. Fun and games are over, people. He talked about how much he hurt his family. He had to explain why Jimmy is in the hospital to their mother. When I was asked why I didn't help, I told her I was afraid. You could have told her you were handcuffed. You know, but you know what? In my lowest moment, I had a realization. I'm not afraid anymore. I'll beat you at WrestleMania for myself, for Jimmy, for our entire family. The delivery, everything was so perfect in this one, and this is exactly what the fans actually wanted from Jey Uso. This finally turned into a main event level angle. In moments like these, people, I always wonder what WWE actually expected. Did they have a plan to do all of this, all the blood, or they actually thought people are gonna care because they like to eat? They really think that this is gonna carry the entire story, possibly to the main event of Mania? We got the WWE World Tag Team Championship match, a comedian on the microphone. I thought, oh my god, this is such a bad idea. Like a lot of wrestling fans, with all due respect, are very sensitive people, so you know, it's almost guaranteed he's gonna say something people didn't like. I know this comedian from some kind of a clip from like a decade ago where he basically defended pro wrestling to Rogan. They built this match as a very big deal, so I thought maybe they're actually winning these championships, but that wasn't the case. They tried to cheat. Eventually, the Viking Raiders used the steel chair, which got them disqualified, which means they still retained the tag team championships, but then we got a ruthless attack, which basically tells me like the match at WrestleMania is still possible. I just don't expect a multi-tag team match anymore because, I mean, we only have a go-home show left. So at the end of the day, maybe it's gonna be one of these big Raw before Mania. Which, you know, still not a WrestleMania. We got Penta versus Dominic Mysterio. Obviously, two people who are going to be in that Intercontinental Championship match. The match was okay. That was not the highlight. So Penta wins the match. He got attacked by the Judgment Day. And oh my god, I think Carlito just died. People, Braun Breaker was already one of my faves. Every week he keeps moving up. He keeps moving up. He gets that prestigious spot of being one of Great One's faves, one of Great One's bays. That's gonna be the name of the list. Great One's bays. Great One's bays. And Braun Breaker, man. I've realized this is the type of wrestler I like, man. You know, as wrestling fans, we want somebody to relate to. I cannot relate to high flyers, obviously. I can relate to very muscular people. The amount of times I got called, man, you look like Batista, Brock Lesnar, and I get it. I get it. And Braun Breaker, like, it's someone I can relate to because we have a very similar physique. You know, I look at Braun Breaker and I'm like, that could be me. That could be me. No, in all seriousness, this guy is absolutely unbelievable. Love the spears, love the attitude, how aggressive this dude is. Just thinking about the shit he's going to do in a fatal 4-way. The barking makes sense, people. I get it. The final segment was obviously Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins talking about WrestleMania. And Seth Rollins actually made a lot of great points about how none of them care about you. When you were attacked by Solo Sikoa, where was Roman Reigns? He doesn't care about you. All of them are using you. When CM Punk left the WWE, he left without you and shit on the company. They don't really care about you. And then he started testing Paul Heyman, how much he can do to Paul Heyman before anybody comes out to save him. Eventually, CM Punk did, but Seth Rollins got the upper hand and he didn't curb stomp Paul Heyman, and now you owe me a favor. It's like I almost get what WWE tried to do, and I don't mind that. Like, again, it's an interesting story development, but holy shit, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Please try to explain it to me in the comments below. So, I'm attacked by Seth Rollins, but not attacked. Like, attacked but not attacked. And he's like, you owe me one. No, I don't owe you shit. I have Roman Reigns, I have CM Punk. Why would I listen to you? Everybody around Paul Heyman would be like, well, you don't owe him shit, boy. What do you mean? Let's try to explain the situation. Either way, won't make any goddamn sense. But maybe all of this is scripted. It literally is. It's wrestling. You know what I mean? Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins are already in the bed together. And they're also working together. This entire segment was planned by Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. Then again, if he's going to turn on Roman Reigns and CM Punk at WrestleMania, why would they actually almost reveal that on this episode and tease it in the first place? The only way Paul Heyman turns on Punk and Roman is because he actually got convinced by Seth Rollins that, well, you're right, they didn't help me. They didn't help me for shit. But that was your episode of Monday Night Raw. People, next week is the go home episode of Monday Night Raw, which is kind of crazy, you know, time flies, man. So recently, it seems like I reviewed WrestleMania 40, and it's almost time for the next one. So let me know in the comments below, how do you feel about this Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman segment? The Great One, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.